You're listening to the Pink Property Podcast, where each week we will discuss hot property topics, introduce you to members of our team as well as special guests, and let you know about all the things that are going on at David Lee. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. For something a little bit different this week, I wanted to share with you an interview that we did with one of our latest associates joining the business, joining the program and starting his operation as we go into the 1st of December. This is Lee Merrick starting his business in Wolverhampton. I hope you enjoy it. Hi, welcome. I'm Lee O'Brien from David Lee, joined today by another Lee, Lee Merrick. Lee, you are joining the associate program this month, and we're really excited to have you on board. Lee's been in head office here today, doing some of his onboarding, meeting the team, and getting things ready for his launch later, well, at the end of this month as we go into December. And going to be operating in the area of Wolverhampton. Obviously, you've been a long-term resident of Wolverhampton and surrounding. How long have you been in Wolverhampton yourself?
Born and bred there, Lee.
Okay.
Long time ago. The grey hair lights still testify. But always worked and lived in Wolverhampton, Dudley and the surrounding areas.
Brilliant. And tell us a bit about your history. So I believe you major part of your life was spent in sort of the banking before moving to agency.
Back in the day, finished my A-levels, wanted some money in my back pocket, so skipped the university route and worked for Lloyds Bank for a number of years, and the companies that make up that, so Cheltenham and Gloucester, TSB, Scottish Widows, the list goes on. And
you then obviously at some point made that move and the switch from banking into agency. How did that come about?
Well, a change is as good as the rest, as they say, and after 30 years with one company or group of companies, I was given an opportunity to proceed into something I'd always wanted to do, estate agency, and was very, very lucky to transition from mortgages and insurance banking into that sphere.
Brilliant, excellent. And have you found you were able to carry over quite a lot of skills that you built in that time as in the banking industry, having those types of relationships into a sales role?
Absolutely. I mean, one of my roles for the bank was financial advisor, so I spent a lot of my previous years talking to clients, talking to customers, bringing buyers and sellers together, and helping people with services, be they loans, credit cards, and more formally, houses.
It's quite a good transfer, really, isn't it, of skill set? It's similar things to be able to do, and building relationships and trust with clients, and helping them on their journey, and then obviously with the financial backing that you had before, which is really good. So, talking about Wolverhampton, obviously I know you've previously worked with Katie, our associate at Walsall, and now know Sinead in Great Bar. So across that sort of Midlands patch now, we've got quite a bit of activity going on, and I think you guys will really work nicely together in how clients move possibly from one patch to another and help to support each other, which is good. But tell us a bit about the Wolverhampton market and what's been going on there, because you're working in it right up until you join us. So tell us what's the market been like as we lead into the back end of this year?
Quite buoyant. I mean, it's been a busy period since COVID for the property market, and the concessions that Boris Johnson put down, the stamp duty, to help things. I think there was a little bit of a concern that things may slow down, but really, if anything, the phones have continued to ring. Brilliant. The emails have continued to come, and there are people out there that need to be helped from moving from one home to another. So very, very buoyant, really, and very, very interested to see, using a new model, how I can help even more people. Yes,
So, I mean, with our model, it definitely gives you that ability to really hold someone's hand through the process. Do you think the people in your market and that you dealt with are going to really warm to being able to have that single point of contact throughout the process?
Yes, I do. In short, I've built a number of relationships over a number of years, built on trust and having a personal service. And I think if you treat customers with that you know, you cut your cloth accordingly, you give them the service they need, rather than treat them like an account number.
Yes.
You treat them like an individual, and they'll come back time and time again.
Definitely.
And I've found that throughout the many years. I still get phone calls now for people to invest money or to open a loan or a credit card, and more formally, you know, you sold my house a few years ago,
yeah.
I'd like to use you again.
Brilliant.
So yeah,
Brilliant.
Really looking forward to how we can blossom.
It's all about that repeat business and referral, isn't it? And it's nothing better than being able to help one and then another through that recommendation. And with regards to the market itself, what's really drawing people in and creating the movement in the Wolverhampton market? Is there quite a draw from people coming in from outside, or is there quite a lot of inter-area movement going on?
Our most recent data would indicate that 60% of the properties that we're selling are from within the area,
right,
the Midlands conurbation. But we do get quite a lot of inquiries from investors, lots of cash in Wolverhampton, lots of people looking to expand their portfolios, or people that ordinarily in the past would have looked at Birmingham, maybe the prices were a bit higher, so are looking for somewhere that will offer similar properties but at a more competitive price. And with Wolverhampton having significant investment recently in the rail and tram network, you can find yourself in Wolverhampton at 11 o'clock and you're in Birmingham by 20 past. So people can have more property for their book in Wolverhampton and the surrounding areas than perhaps something more city centre wise based in Birmingham.
And that commuter's journey into Birmingham, should you work there, is 15 to 20 minutes and solid. That's really good, really good. And so the investment market is quite hot there as well, so quite a lot of rental properties and people that are quite happy to rent as well as purchase, so that's quite a strong area of the market.
Yeah, of course. We live in uncertain times, and I think the lettings market is as buoyant as the sales market at the moment. There'll always be a demand for good quality homes out there for people who, for whatever reason, either choose to rent or if they can't afford to buy, that is their second option. So I'll be looking forward to build our business on that as well.
Yeah, really good. And some sort of top insider tips on Wolverhampton. Obviously you've had family there and your family is growing up and have been through schooling system and things like that. Tell us, what are some of your favourite things to do in and around the area? What's a top restaurant pick for us?
I'd say Birmingham's got quite a lot. There's Gino de Campo, the Ivy's built into Birmingham as well. But over in Wolverhampton, you've got some great tandoori houses.
Yes.
For your Baltic fans out there, there's plenty of dishes to be picked.
You were telling us about the Indian restaurant that was favoured by the stars off of the Gary Linekers and Match of the Day boys. Where do they like going?
Well, every now and again when we have a Premier League game in Wolverhampton, we find that the BBC cameras are there, and there is a particular restaurant that they tend to use on the Penn Road. So Penn Tandoori, if you're looking for a very, very nice Balti dish for a very decent price, then I'm sure they won't mind me saying get yourself down there and get your belly full.
There's a recommendation for you if you're ever in the area. Brilliant. Well, look, I'm so excited to have you on board and continue to build our business there together. And thank you very much for joining us on the chairs today.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for your warm welcome, and I really look forward to building the business together, Lee.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Watch the podcast every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Get notified by hitting that subscribe button right now.